Hey guys, Tom here again from synthhacker.com, and I've got another really cool sound for you today. This was kind of taking inspiration from the film Interstellar and the kind of like organy pad sound that film uses. Now, if you guys haven't seen Interstellar, it's honestly probably one of my like all-time favorite films, and the soundtrack by that by Hans Zimmer is just absolutely phenomenal. Now, the sounds in the film, right, they actually went and recorded one of the best organs in the world, and then had all this insane processing, and it's layered with strings and stuff like that. But I just thought I'd try to recreate something along the same kind of vein in Massive. So this is what I ended up with. It's just a really nice kind of cinematic organy pad sound. Really nice sound. I absolutely love it. And it's really useful if I've done like quite a few pad tutorials, but if you're looking for something a little bit more cinematic, this is kind of much more kind of like drenched in reverb and stuff like that, and it's just got that really kind of like nice organ sound to it as well. Really love it. Could be used in a lot of different genres, really. Like it's really super useful in like trance and progressive house. But I'm sure you guys could find a place for a sound like this in a lot of different genres, and you could really mess with this creatively as well. And yeah, really nice sound. We're going to be creating it from scratch. I'm going to go ahead and click new sound. As always, guys, before we get into it, if you haven't done already, definitely, if you have the time, go ahead and check out my massive preset pack over at synthhacker.com, or click the link in the description down below. There's currently a sale on my massive mega pack, which contains over 500 presets, all handcrafted by me. So yeah, thanks in advance if you decide to purchase that. It really helps support me and the channel, and you'll get your hands on some nice presets for Massive. But without further ado, let's begin making this pad sound. Now, there's quite a lot going on. I'll try go through it fairly quickly while still kind of explaining what I'm doing. But yeah, let's go ahead and just get started. So we're going to start off in the voicing tab. We want to make sure that the max voices is set to 64. And then what we're going to do is move the unison amount to 7, and we'll keep it polyphonic. This just means that each of the oscillators is going to be outputting 7 different voices of unison every time a note's played. And we're going to slightly detune these using the pitch cutoff parameter. We're going to move this slightly over to the right. We don't want it to be detuned too much, otherwise it kind of sounds a little bit too detuned. But yeah, we kind of want to spread the voices out a little bit, but not too much. The next thing we're going to do is just head off into the oscillator section. This is just a 2 oscillator sound, and we're not using the modulation oscillator or the noise or anything like that. And the wavetable that I eventually settled upon for like an organ type sound was this Flenders wavetable. Now, I'm not actually sure where this comes from, or like what type of wavetable this actually is or anything like that. But it's just really what I ended up settling upon as what I thought sounded closest to an organ. Typically, you can use like square waves and stuff, and you can make that sound somewhat organy, but this just sounded really cool to me. And what I did was just pitch oscillator 2 up 12 semitones above oscillator 1, so 1 whole octave. Brought the wavetable position back just a little bit. And then what I did was just really bring back the intensity on the spectrum amount. This really kind of softens the sound up a little bit. I found it sounded way too harsh with the intensity on full. The next thing I did was go into the filter section. We're just going to use a really simple low pass 4-pole filter, so 24 dB filter. put the cutoff all the way down because we are going to be modulating it with an envelope, and also bring the resonance down a little bit as well. We're going to use the envelope 4, which is obviously the amplitude envelope, as you can see up here in Massive. We're just going to increase the attack a little bit just to soften up the start of the sound, as you'd usually do with mouse pads, really. And then bring the sustain down just a little bit, not too much, and then boost the decay a little bit as well. And just give it a little bit of release, not too much, otherwise it starts getting a little bit messy, especially when we've got a lot of reverb as well. And then, yep, simply just drag and drop this onto the filter cutoff like so. So it's just over halfway. We don't want too many like harsh frequencies in this sound. Typically with pads, you know, the high end's rolled off a little bit just to kind of smoothen it out and make it sound like deeper rather than like really harsh and upfront in your ears. And yeah, that's pretty much the basics of the sound. I'll just quickly show you what it's like so far, and then we'll go ahead and start polishing it off. So at the minute it sounds like really basic, but really the area that's really kind of affecting the sound the most is the effects. Now the first effect that I used was just to kind of drench it in reverb with quite a large size. You know, in the film, it's, you know, because it's about space and stuff, the pads and stuff are put in such a ginormous space. It's to kind of give you the feel, you know, that kind of just to go with the feel of it being in space and what have you. And then what I did was leave the dry wet around where it is, bring the density down quite a lot, and boost the color. So the color is just like the main frequencies or whatever that you'll hear in the reverb. So if we boost the color, we're going to hear, you know, much kind of brighter reverb. And then what I also did was just set up a delay. I think I used the delay synced, and I just messed around with that so that the left and right aren't exactly the same. Bring the dry wet down a little bit, dampen it quite a bit, and boost the feedback a little bit as well. And then finally in the EQ section, I didn't really do much here apart from I found some annoying frequencies around this range where you can see the frequency control, so I just attenuated those a little bit, and then we have this. Something I think I also did was just bring the low shelf down a bit just to take some of the muddiness out of it as well. And that's pretty much the gist of the sound. It's actually a really nice pad. I really like this, really kind of cinematic and cool. Hopefully you guys can take the sound, and I'd be really interested to see what you guys do with it and how you use it. And yeah, I had a lot of fun making this, especially because, you know, it's like recreating a sound from one of my favorite films. I love doing stuff like that. And yeah, if you have any questions about it or suggestions for future tutorials, feel free to leave those down below in the comment section. If you found this video useful, please subscribe to the channel. It's a great way to support me and to stay up to date with new videos, and also of course leave a like if you find it helpful as well. As I mentioned earlier, again, if you haven't done already, please do go ahead and check out my preset pack for Massive. Currently there's a sale on the Mega Pack, the Massive Mega Pack, which, like I said, contains over 500 presets, all handcrafted by me, that I think you guys will find super useful. Yeah, that's over at synthhacker.com, or you can click the link in the description down below. And yeah, that's all from me, guys, so thanks a lot for watching this video. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.